Hello.
Hello.
How are you, Yanna? First time you won't be working out.
Uh, no, I'm working out later with friends. I can't wake up kasi ng maaga eh.
What
Super
time do you
challenging.
sleep ba?
5 a.m.
Hello.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Am I lagging?
Slight, yes. For now, no.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Ready? Yeah. Can you hear me well? I think parang medyo naglalag tayo eh. No.
Yeah, a little, I feel it
Mm.
lagging.
It won't change you, right? Do you
Wait,
hear
sorry, you
me?
were cut. Hello?
Am I okay now? Did you hear me?
You were cutting out again.
Am I audible now?
Wait.
You hear me now? Ano, sorry. Itatapos natin yan. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of YannaAsks, and we're back to discussing about fitness. So today's topic is kind of interesting because I think it's something that a lot of people are struggling with when it comes to fitness, and I'm talking about weight loss. And also, I think it's sort of relevant nowadays because a lot of people are dealing with what we call quarantine gains, in the lighter side of this pandemic, literally the weight that they gain during this quarantine. And I think it's common naman kasi we're not as active as before. We're so prone to having this sedentary lifestyle because we're all stuck at home. So I would say it's common. Plus, we have so much time right now. Everyone is so bored, and sometimes we mistake boredom as hunger. And I'm so guilty of that. Like when I'm not doing anything, I'm thinking I want cookies, I want chocolates, parang ganon. So today, I've invited someone who can help us answer your burning questions when it comes to weight loss. And I personally believe this person is one of the most disciplined and strict people I know when it comes to nutrition and diet. He competes in bodybuilding competitions and is a CrossFit Level 2 certified trainer. So I've been to his classes for so many for countless times already. Feeling ko nga, sawang-sawa na rin siya sa pagmumukha ko minsan kasi I'm always in his class. Yeah, he's an indoor rowing instructor and saddle row, boxing trainer in flyweight, and the head coach of Bear Manila. So let's all welcome Pio Luz.
Hello. So, a little about me.
Yeah.
I've been more or less an athlete my whole life.
Mm.
I've been swimming at a competitive level since high school. For college, I ran for DLSU. I was on the track and field team. And at the same time, I was getting involved in lifting weights. So what I try and focus on now is, like you said, bodybuilding, but the physique aspect of it, not so much the monstrous looking type
Mm.
of thing. Maybe in the future, but as of now, I want to stay kind of small. What do I know about nutrition? I've studied with the NASM. I've studied with
Mm.
precision nutrition. In terms of fitness, I took up the performance enhancement specialist with the NASM as well, with EXOS as a performance specialist, and like you said, the L2 with
Mm.
CrossFit. So I know my way around, okay? And I try and I try and stay away from anecdotes as much as
Mm.
possible.
Just a pop-up question though, because you seem to be so well-rounded with fitness all your life. Do you have other hobbies or interests? Like, I know you're a pilot, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so I have my commercial pilot's license,
Yeah.
but the industry is down.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
it's still there. I mean, I'm willing to transition into that phase of my life once ready. So once the opportunity comes, I
Mm.
think that's where I'll be moving into aviation.
Yeah. So if you were to choose between being a pilot and being a fitness coach and you can only do one, which will you choose?
I really see myself being a pilot. That's
Ah,
the
okay.
end goal.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought to turn into like a really chubby pilot. You know that typical look of
All right, I'll jump now to the main topic, which is weight loss. So, I've mentioned earlier, it's really something that a lot of people are struggling with when it comes to fitness. And maybe, in the span of your fitness career, you've already coached some people, or maybe based on your personal experience. So, you would hear, Pio, I'm going on a diet, but I'm not losing weight, or I'm working out naman, but I'm not losing weight. So, I won't ask tips for weight loss because I think there's a lot of there's a lot of information out there about it. So what I would ask rather is what can be some of the top things that people might be doing wrong when it comes to weight loss?
if I were to give three things
Mm.
on what I find to be most important, number one is to stop fasting or fasted cardio.
Oh, really?
Like,
Oh my
yeah,
god, my whole life is a lie.
no, well, okay, so there are benefits
Mm.
to fasted cardio. But when people tell me they're doing fasted cardio in the morning to burn more fat, that is a huge misconception.
Okay.
You do get benefits from fasting,
Mm.
but if it means a greater chance of binging in the evening or pigging out just because you're so hungry, you were fasting the whole day, that might lead to you even overeating. I see so many people proud of their fasting windows, but you'd rather keep your blood sugar leveled out throughout the day rather than experience these spikes of intense hunger and then intense fullness.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Number two, I'm talking about just trying to find your maintenance. Once we find what you're able to eat and maintain the weight you're currently at, then we can move on to the next step, which is either cutting if you want to lose weight or that term bulking. One more thing is really putting the fork down. So, like you said, when you're bored, it's so
Mm.
hard
Yeah.
to just control.
Mm-mm.
Like, just think about it. If you really need the food, go for it. If you're eating out of boredom, try and find something better to do.
Yeah. Well, weight loss is really it's really a struggle. It's challenging, but just like what they always say in our class, if it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you, right? Yeah.
Yes, you should make a shirt.
That is related to my next question, which is food cravings and calorie tracking. So, I mean, I mentioned you're really disciplined when it comes to your nutrition. Do you have some mental hacks on how do you resist food cravings? Because for sure, from time to time you experience that.
Okay, so there are really two things I think people crave. So, number one is the junk or your salty foods. And number two would be the sweets. Who doesn't like sweets, right? Um, my option for those chips, guys, go for popcorn. If you think your wheat bread, your brown rice, as compared to popcorn is healthier, I I think I have to educate you on that. I would much rather you guys go for popcorn. I have about 2 bags a day. Next thing would be diet soda. Anything 0 calorie, I'll go for. Uh, I probably have 3 to 4 cans a day of like your diet Coke, your Sprite.
So popcorn is in the one that you cook via microwave.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh.
But I'm not talking about these overloaded
Yeah.
butter, overloaded cheese. No, 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 no.
Mm,
Just light butter or even lightly salted,
mm,
and then you can just put onion powder.
mm,
Tastes so good, and that will keep you full. For sure, get rid of those cravings. And one more thing, if I can add. So ghrelin is this hormone that's secreted by the body, and that's what gives you those hunger pangs or when you feel your stomach growling.
mm,
So again, we go back to fasting. You fast all day, and that ghrelin just gets you. Um, it'll it'll leave you at midnight craving for your cake, your ice cream. I suggest you just forget about that. I don't know why people still do it, but I mean, if it works for you, stick to it. If it doesn't, maybe it's time for change.
mm. For calorie tracking, how do you track your calories and your macros religiously?
Um, Whew. That is actually it's pretty hard to teach someone,
Mm,
especially since imagine yourself walking into the kitchen, you're starving. Before you even get to eat, you have to put everything in a container, set up the machine to see the weight. It's really taxing but rewarding. So what I would suggest is you guys get a gram scale. So none of these tiny scales that give you down to the microgram. You don't need that. So just a regular weighing food scale. You put a bowl on top, and then you just start weighing everything out.
mm,
Um, the reason you see these bodybuilders eating plain food,
mm,
it's because you're able to track it so
mm.
not I wouldn't say perfectly, but almost close to perfect.
Yeah,
Again, these
accurate.
numbers are all really just ranges. So
Mm.
keeping it away from the soupy adobo or your like soupy sinigangs. If that chicken breast is grilled, there's nothing on it. So it's really easy to weigh. Um, but the steps to weighing your food isn't so simple as to applying it. So
Mm,
number one, you have to find that maintenance. You have to know how much to eat just to stay at your weight right now. And then
mm,
you break down the macronutrients. So
mm,
there are different splits. So three macronutrients people always well, there are only three. There are your carbs, your fat, and your protein. So if your goal is to maintain muscle, of course you have to get X number amount of protein. That's a given.
mm.
From there, you can find out how much carbohydrates you need and how much fat you need. And then you'll see these diets, such as your keto diets,
Mm.
wherein they completely take out their carbs or
Sugar.
their low carb,
Mm.
yeah, or your low fat diets, wherein you completely remove fat.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, again, it's a matter of preference. So finding what works for you.
Mm.
Um, But as a rule of thumb, I think it's just best people stick to all three and finding the right percentage of what makes you feel best.
Mm.
Of course, you need your fat. You can never, in my opinion, you can never get rid of that because fat is what regulates your hormones.
Yeah.
So if you're a man, that's very important. You don't want your testosterone going down and estrogen going up.
Mm.
So fat is actually really important in your diet. But at the end of the day, what matters more is hitting
Mm.
X amount of calories.
Mm. I have another question though related to calories. So, are all calories created equal? Like 200 calories of strawberries, it's the same as 200 calories of cookies? Because people would think at the end of the day, they're both
Yeah,
200 calories.
for sure. Yeah. But it's a matter of the way I see it and when I talk to clients who I train,
Mm.
Yeah, so 200 calories of chips is equal to 200 calories of kamote. That's really what it is. But where things change is how quickly it goes through your body.
Yeah.
So kamote will obviously keep you fuller longer
Mm,
than 200 grams of chips, number one.
mm,
Number two is the micronutrients. So we're talking about your vitamins, your minerals. Obviously, kamote is a lot healthier than your chips, right? But if you're talking about building muscle, yeah. So like I said, nutrient partitioning. It's pretty much the same thing. You can get ripped eating your cereal, your Pop Tarts, as long as you hit the number you need to hit. Boils down to that.
mm.
So you can have your tasteless chicken breast with X number of calories set as your goal and get the same results with X number of calories eating your nagaraya or your piatos. Something like that.
What about whey protein? It's a personal question because I mean I don't take it because personal view is that I think it's another synthetic substance that I'm putting into my body. But you know, I'm not an expert. I don't know if I should be taking it or for other people who regularly work out. Is it something that you know you're encouraging people to take?
You know, a lot. I get that question a lot. What it really is just look at it at food and that label on the back. So if you want something quick, of course, whey is there. You just mix it with water, and it gives you, say, 20 grams of protein. It gives you your 15 grams of carbohydrates. Um, do you need it to build muscle? Of course, it helps, right? But you don't. You can get away with food.
Mm,
Uh, it's not with all these supplements. Before I tell anyone to take anything, like it's pointless to tell someone to take something if they don't even know, like, if they don't have their diet put together, if they don't have their fitness, their training put together. So it's supposed to be an aid to your
mm,
nutrition, to your
mm.
working out. But if you don't have these two things solid, you're just kind of wasting your money.
So is it right that parang diet is, or I don't know, weight loss is 80% diet, 20% workout, or is it 70/30?
Yeah, you can put it in any of those
Mm.
70/30. People say that 80/20, but really, you know, I would even look at it as 90/10. Really.
Ah,
That's how important dieting is. You have to get everything dialed in.
mm.
You can never outwork
Yeah,
a
it's
bad
a bad
diet.
diet.
I'm sure you've heard that quote
Mm,
multiple times.
mm,
It's as simple as this. Um, a home workout you do, say it's 400 calories, and 400 calories is literally killing yourself, like killing yourself with burpees, with squat jumps, with full body movements. All right. Or even say a, a hard 5 kilometer run, even, right? The moment you have a burger or a donut, which is 2 Krispy Kreme donuts,
mm.
220 calories each, that's 440 calories.
Sobra
Think
pa.
of yourself, okay, maybe I took a step forward, you have those 2 donuts. No way. It's like that workout did
Mm.
not even happen. Something like that.
So when it comes to
Whatever.
working out, I'm just curious though, like how did you adjust? Do you have home gym or because you know we're all not prepared with the situation. Suddenly we're all stuck at home.
Yeah, I do. So it's pretty decent actually. You can get pretty
Mm,
much everything done. So yeah,
mm,
just dumbbells, a bench,
mm,
squat rack, barbell.
mm.
Yeah, just what I need to maintain these
Uh-uh.
gains.
Mm.
I'm just kidding.
And I don't think gyms would open anytime soon. So people are starting to create their home gyms. Yeah.
People are, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't see it. It's just so dangerous also. I
Yes.
mean, of course, I want the gyms to
Mm,
open. It's just a very, very high risk
yes.
location to be
Yep.
in if they
Mm,
do decide to open.
mm.
Of course, I'm hoping for the best.
Yeah. Same thing with running too, because in GCQ we're already allowed to run, but with masks. But I mean, for me, I don't wanna risk. I mean, I respect the runners who choose to run, but for me, I just don't wanna risk.
I can imagine though, it's so hard to run with a mask. It's
Yeah.
maybe you can just
Okay. Mm. No, they're very strict. You really have to use it, properly.
yeah.
All right. Yeah, I think we're good. Thank you so much, P, for being with us today. I'm sure a lot of people learned a lot, especially on those things that you might be doing wrong when it comes to weight loss. Because that fasted cardio is like an aha moment for me because I used to believe
Yeah.
that's the fasting. Yep, guys. So if you have any questions, comments whatsoever, just feel free to comment down below. Send us PMs in our Instagram accounts if you have questions. And the Bear Home Workout program, if you guys are looking for, online workouts with good community, good coach, yes, just feel free to send to you a message if you want, some inquiries. All right. Thank you, P. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.